What's going on, guys? Dr. Greg here with Movement Driven Performance Physiotherapy. Today we're going over a single leg deadlift. To me, this is one of the most foundational movements you can do. Obviously, a deadlift is super important. That's for strength and power, and we need to be strong and be able to lift a lot of weight in that position. The single deadlift, I think of kind of for different reasons or different purposes. So single leg deadlift, still good for hamstring and glute strength, as well as working the low back. But because we're on one leg, we're obviously working on balance to a whole nother extent. And when we work on that balance and that stability here, we're also working on a muscle called your glute medius. So typically in a deadlift, the primary movers are hamstring, glute max, and low back. Now we're working on glute medius as well. Why is that important? Super important muscle for knee pain, back pain. One of the most undertrained muscles in the body, in my opinion, and we need to work on it more. So when we do a single leg deadlift, this muscle is in charge of where my pelvis is. Is my pelvis lazy and I'm kind of letting it sink down? That means I shut down that glute medius muscle. If I come down into my single leg deadlift and that pelvis is staying up here, that's because I'm not loading this and using it to control my pelvis and keep square. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about. When you're getting that single leg deadlift position, I want to have a little bit of a bend in that knee. And I'm just like a regular deadlift, and I'm hinging at the hips, keeping my back nice and straight. But the main thing I see all the time is people come here and they try to go down and they rotate up. And then even worse, they put a weight in the same side of the leg that they're on, and that further exaggerates that compensation. So what I say, if you're gonna put a weight, you put it on the opposite hand. So if I'm working my right leg, I got it in my left hand, that's gonna kind of load my body and take me more this way, and then I have to use this even more to control. So hips have to stay square. When we're down here, we don't wanna be rotated too far either direction unless we're kind of doing a progression of a deadlift and working on some specific things, which we do. But to do a basic deadlift, I like weight in the opposite hand, single leg, soft knee, hinging at the hip so that my back stays straight and my pelvis doesn't come up or down. It stays nice and even. I'm going down until I feel a little pull in the hamstring. If you can go all the way to the floor, great. The other thing I want you to focus on when we talk about balance is staying on one leg throughout the duration of a set. So if I'm on one leg and I'm coming down here and back up, don't put this leg down. Keep it up in the air and work on the endurance of these muscles and stability and balance, and keep that leg in the air for the duration of the set, and you'll feel more of a burn in that glute as well. So just to review, we want to make sure that the pelvis isn't too rotated up and it's not caving in. Keep it square. When we're here, we want a soft bend in the knee. I'm hinging down at the hip. Like I said, little bend. Don't let the back round. Keep it straight. And then the last thing is work on your balance. Try to do a whole set without that other leg touching. You're gonna feel a burn more here than you probably have before. Get this one in your routine. Let me know how it goes.